The woman was unconscious, her body sliding downward. She was plummeting from tens of thousands of feet in the air. Suddenly, she woke up, but it was already too late. All she could do was let her body fall freely through the sky. Soon, she lost consciousness again. When she opened her eyes the next time, her hand instinctively grabbed a rope. It was the safety line. It had saved her. She looked down and saw nothing but sky beneath her. Her hands were frozen stiff from the cold. She shouted for her partner, hoping for help, but he was already unconscious from the lack of oxygen. He couldn't hear a thing. She had already burned through most of her strength. She needed to get back into the balloon's basket. A fall from this height would be certain death. She started swinging her legs with all her might. Little by little, she got closer to the edge of the balloon. With a final push and the last of her strength, she grabbed onto the basket and clung to it for dear life. She crawled back inside, gripping the rope tightly. Once in, she rushed to her partner, curled up in the corner. She kept calling his name again and again, but he wouldn't wake up. They were still thousands of meters in the sky. If they didn't descend soon, they'd freeze to death. She went to open the release valve, but it was frozen solid and wouldn't budge. The only option now was to climb up and release it manually. Without hesitation, she grabbed the ropes and started climbing. Just as she reached the metal ring, her foot slipped. She almost fell, but even then, she refused to give up. She kept climbing, avoiding looking down. One gust of wind could send her falling to her death. She climbed for nearly half an hour and finally reached the edge of the balloon, but the danger was far from over. The surface of the balloon was covered in frost. Even the support ropes were frozen solid. The fight for survival was only beginning.